Hello there, and welcome to my social pathology video, by which you understand underlying mechanics of social problems, and also by which you can reconfirm your life direction with absolute confidence. This time, I would like to discuss a case in which stepmom beat his stepson to death while his father was allegedly overlooking that abuse. My name is Dr. Samurai, international social pathologist and also an active prison counselor of 20 years experience. I would give you a brief general information first, then like to move on to our main discussions. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. So this stepmom and his father. Mother was 35 years old and father was 32 years old. And the boy who was killed was 16 years old. Based upon mugshots, they look like having some affiliation with the gang or may have had such relationship. When police was called and they arrived, their 16-year-old son was not breathing anymore. This is all the story. What can we learn from this? Similar cases of which are happening almost every day. So we need to know what we can learn from this case. The first value is that, as you may not want to accept, very often there's one black sheep among the family members. I'm talking about every family. In the movie Godfather, there's that kind of phrase, like each family has some secret. If there are more than one children, it is not unusual that one of them is taking a position of scapegoat. Whatever happens within the family, that child was blamed. And this is not, again, unusual. And seeing that, all the rest of the kids try to take better positions, better niche within the family. Today, because of the excessive advancement of capitalism, even within the family, there's this power game going on. And father or mother is the top tier, and all the rest is at the lower tiers. So when we try to understand the family problems, we have to forget about their families. We have to see it just a group of people, and who holds what kind of position under the same roof. That is a professional approach. So this 16-year-old stepson was probably a black sheep within the family. And especially stepson means this boy was brought with his biological father. So whenever this stepmother sees this boy's face, her husband's old woman's face, she smells. So she could have hated him because the boy didn't have anything to do with herself. The other kids, the real kids of these two couples, may have been loved, but he could have been out of the family event. This very often happens. You know, sometimes a serial killer person's background is something like that. At least Mr. Tommy Linsells told me similar stories. His mother hated him from the beginning for some unknown reason to Mr. Tommy Linsells. And he even said after his mother died, who rented him to homosexual neighbors for money, she still shows up in my dream years after she died. That's what he said to me. And the second value that we could learn from this is, especially young mother and young father, they think of themselves as being something special with power because of their inexperience. And this is messing up not only families but other business organizations and organized crimes too. According to one of my friends in prison gang, he said nowadays those without having much backgrounds in fighting, they flatter with the higher in power and get a certain high position. They try to bully those real soldiers with experiences by his status in the organization without having due experiences. This kind of thing is happening everywhere, even in the business organization too. Kissing asses get the higher status in the organizations and then try to bully all the subordinates without anything they prove themselves. So, especially young parents must be careful that they feel they have some kind of special powers over their kids. They can do anything they want to because kids are their own possessions and stuff. That is wrong. They are different persons, ready to be independent in the society on their own. And the parents' role is just to prepare them to live independently in the society. Don't overestimate them being the parents. That's the second thing. And third value is this applies to everybody, not only to those in these special cases, but to everybody in the average family. We have this tendency to try to change others, like wives, husbands, children, and so on. Try to change to their own color. But I must say it is impossible. You have to judge, say, 5 stages at which level this person belongs to. And he or she can do only so much, not over that level. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, however hard you force them to do what you want them to do, they cannot do it completely. That's what Mr. Perry Rock, the founder of Deadman Incorporated, told me what he learned from his. Nobody can act perfectly to his expectations. Depending upon the person, we must think about our expectations. So now he doesn't expect nothing much from other people. That's what he said. We can learn something from that. And also, the fourth value today is, you know, the story of wind and sun. Wind means force. If you try to force others to do something, they automatically reject. But when the sun shines and he gets hot, he takes off his clothing. So if you think you would like others to do something that you want them to do, you have to think. There's this very wise words that I learned from experienced CEOs. Actually, he's a CEO of juvenile facilities, okay? He said, if you want the kids you are in charge of to do something, don't scold them. Don't criticize them. Just praise them about something they do is much more effective. It's like, those young kids, they don't listen to what the parents have to say, but sometimes, oh, you went to barber and that hairstyle looks cool, huh? What did you tell the barber? Stuff like that. Just to put the positive input, and that is going to change the whole picture of their relationships. Although these young couples of 35 and 32, she killed her stepson, and now she doesn't understand, because all she is thinking about is probably herself. But later on, if she still had some normal feelings, this mistake is going to agonize her severely. She just crossed the line. So, I would like you to learn all those four values from these couples' mistakes. If you like this kind of discussions, please click that red Dr. Summary logos. And I also put up my best video playlist at the description section. You may be able to find some of your favorite. So this is it. Up until next time, please take your each moment of each day as something special. Wherever you are on this planet Earth, my Earthian friends. Bye now.